Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ayushi Midha. I'm a software developer with over 5 years of experience in developing accessible and secure frontends. Today, I will be talking about locking down the PII, why strong frontend is your first defense. Before I start, what is PII? Does anybody know? Okay. So PII stands for Personally Identifiable Information. This is the data through which we can identify, contact, or even locate someone, some individual directly or indirectly. This is the information which is easily available and beautifully presented on our front end. So I will be discussing how and why we should protect it and how we can protect it. So without any further ado, let's get started. This is going to be the flow of today's talk, starting with why it is essential to secure the front end. Since 2020, not only the attacks on our body increased, the coronavirus attack, and our dependency on digital platforms increased. With that, there was a huge increase in the cyber attacks. They got increased by 105%, leading to shattering your brand identity, user trust. So that's whenever a user visits your website or your any digital application, the way they interact to your database or backend is through frontend. So if your frontend is not secure, no matter how secure is your database, your data is available on threat. So starting with the first one, which is the cross-site scripting attack. This attack happens when a hacker discovers a vulnerability on your website. They embed a malicious script onto your website. Then if a user visits your website, each time they visit, that script gets executed and the hacker is able to fetch all the session cookies and important data. British Airways and eBay are a popular victim of this attack. Traditionally, this attack used to happen by embedding a script in the URL, but now the browsers and the frameworks have become increasingly intelligent, so they stringify everything you put in the URL. But the question still remains, are the modern browsers and modern frameworks are fully secure? The answer is no. Let me show you one example. This is a simple React code where you need to enter your website. That website is getting stored in a React state and getting presented via an anchor tag. No other validation applied, just pure React. So a hacker comes to your website, they enter, instead of entering a valid website URL, he or she is entering a JavaScript script. And when the user clicks on the website, congratulations, XSS attack happened. So how we can protect our web applications from such attacks? The first one and the very basic one is input sanitization. I have heard somewhere, for once you can trust your X but never trust user input. So apply proper validations, use proper regex, it can make a huge difference. Stay updated with safe coding practices. I have seen a lot of developers without thinking using in a dangerously HTML in their React website, which can lead to a lot of JavaScript, the malicious script in your website. Second one is DOM purify. Most of the modern frameworks stringify all the scripts that gets entered into your website, but if you are using pure JavaScript to avoid cost cutting or anything, you should use this third-party library, DOM purify, to stringify all the data which is getting inserted in your website. It will remove all the executable HTML code if it is getting inputted in your website. Next one, and the very important one, using content security policy headers. So content security policy headers comes with 3 attributes. First is allowed resources. In this, you can specify which all resources are allowed. It should be self. If you are allowing any other images from any other source, you could specify self and whatever is that URL you are allowing. Another one in script nonces. Same with script nonces. You should tell the origin of those scripts, and if you are using some third-party scripts, you should mention that. The very good feature that it provides is report only. This feature you can provide an endpoint with report only. If there is any violation in content security policy headers, those violations will get reported and directed to that endpoint. Now, next attack, iframe injection. How many of you have tried to download some movie, some paid movie or paid course through a website, through an unsecure website? Just a quick show of hand. Nobody. Nice. Yeah, honest people. So, somewhere or the other, we all have been victim of this attack. We visit to an unsecure website, we click on a download, it has like 10 download button, and we end up clicking on one, and that movie or that course never gets downloaded. We get redirected to somewhere else. So, firstly, to all those who doesn't know what is an iframe is an HTML element through which you can embed a web page in your current website. So, whenever there is a cricket match or a football match, few of the news channel website have a pop-up at the corner of them showing the live cricket match and everything. That comes through an iframe. So, what happens is on your real website, there is some ad or something which is trying to steal your data. On your trusted website, if they are allowing some iframe, they can steal your data. So, that is iframe injection attack. How we can protect our website from getting iframe. Suppose you created a website and somebody is using that website on their website. For that, we need to use content security policy iframe frame ancestors. If you don't want to allow your website getting used by on some another page, you should put the value as none. If there is some website which you are allowing, you should specify which website it is. And if your web application is using iframe, which is using a different website on your website, you should use sandbox attribute. This will protect any data getting fetched from the parent. Like if you are using an iframe, that iPhone will not be able to steal any data from your website. And another one is permission policy. It is similar to content security policy, but in this you can specify the features. For example, there is an iframe on your website and it is trying to steal the microphone information of the user which is visiting your website, or geolocation or camera. So those kind of features can be disabled using permission policy. Next and the last one is cross-site request forgery attack. In this attack, it is different from cross-site scripting. Suppose you receive an email, congratulations, jackpot, you won iPhone 17 Pro, or congratulations, you won 2,000 euros. And you click on that email and some malicious code ran, some API call ran after that. This is that attack. So what happens is, the hacker tracks out your usual website, suppose your social media, your banking website which you use on your laptop. He or she embeds that API on an email message, and when you click on that message, that action happens. That post API gets called behind the scenes. So, why such attacks happen is because of statelessness of HTTP. The backend API is not able to identify how this API got executed through the actual front end or by some other source. User authentication, cookies getting transferred. If you are already logged into that website and that API is getting called from another browser, another website, the backend will not be able to identify the cookies are coming from the same website or from a different website. The cookies get transferred very easily if you are already logged in your laptop. To protect our websites from such threats is by using anti-CSRF tokens. What this token does is, it is different from your normal JWT or login authentication tokens. Whenever there is a post API call, whenever a user logs in, there is a unique anti-CSRF code gets generated. It will be used with every post API. Whenever there is a update action or a new creation action, that token will get sent. It will be a hidden field on the front end side. It will get sent from the front end to the back end, and there will be a continuous comparison. So if somebody is directly using an API, that token will not come, and backend will get to know that this is some malicious code and this is getting called from some another source. Another one and the best option is to use safe site cookies. Whenever we are setting cookies, don't forget to use this attribute as safe site, which is same site as strict. So it will allow only the same origin to send the data or to update any field in the database. If you are aligned, you should use same site lex and you should specify which one is the source which is updating the data. And another one is same site none. This is very unsafe, but you should use secure word with it. So it will allow only the HTTPS request coming to your the backend. Now, my final thoughts before I leave the stage. A front-end security is not just a good to have. It is a continuous process. You should keep on working, keep on learning the best practices, and avoiding or overlooking these practices can cause your brand identity, losing your user trust, and a huge damage to your whole brand. That's it from my side. Thank you. Any questions? Yeah, please. Yes, yes. Okay, her question is if we are not using React framework, we are using a web component. Web component is irrespective. A web component is irrespective of a framework. It will work with different frameworks. That is your question? Yes, yes. It's irrespective of a framework. You need to have the proper security headers in your website to handle the request. It's if you have post like update and creation actions, you must use these headers. If you are just fetching the data, still to protect the information, you should. Yeah, welcome. So you also raised your hand?
Yeah, I was just going to ask about what we've seen in Red Hat level. Like, a lot of it is creating random front end running services. Seen a lot of these
So could you please repeat your question? Okay, so study HTTP headers. So his question is if I can suggest any tools to make the users, people who are developing websites more secure. So the first and the most important is to study HTTPS header. I was able to cover very few. There are many. And as we are evolving, a lot of more features and more vulnerabilities are coming. So the best practice is to study the HTTP headers. Most of the vulnerabilities will get protected by using the correct header. Okay, you're talking about automation. Yeah, that I'm not aware about. We do the manual stuff.
I was wondering if CSRF could be occurring on any sort of REST API as well. So can CSRF occur on REST API as well?
Yeah, the post actions, the put actions. Those are part of REST API, post, put, get. Yeah, it's, yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we are out of time. If you want to connect, we can connect after this. Thank you.